I'm with you on that. There's no way in hell I'm finishing the show. I probably would have left with an attitude or been. Chris looked extremely traumatized. Like he looked like, because to me, my opinion, and people can not agree if they don't want to. I didn't think the joke was that bad, and I don't even know. I didn't take it as an alopecia joke. I don't even know if he even knows that she has it. My brother has alopecia, and it doesn't look like that. His head's super blotchy, has no eyebrows, lost his lashes. Like he has a very, like you can tell. You know what I mean? Like his looks changed totally in 2 years, right? And not to say that she doesn't have it. I'm not implying that. She could have it the beginnings of it, and wanted to kind of get ahead of it and shave her head to make it look even. But like my brother has it, and I see how he suffers with it. But he's just like, hey, it is what it is. Now I don't.
But wait a minute, Claudia. She's rocked a bald head before.
Right.
Beautifully.
Her look.
And she rocks a bald head beautifully. So why is it that all of a sudden he was supposed to know that she had alopecia, or the reference of the joke didn't have anything to do with the illness? It was the look of a bald head.
But you want to know, you guys, I said when I did my deep dive, this situation and this tension did not start that night. It actually started back in 2016.
Oh, I agree.
That Jada boycotted the Oscars. That was also the year Chris Rock, hosted the Oscars, and he laid into her ass in his opening speech then. And if you notice, when he cracked the joke, then looked at Will, he said something to the effect of, "What? That was a light one. That was a light one," which suggests to me that there had been previous conversation between him and Will about cracking jokes on his wife. I may be wrong, but I want to touch on this one word that's been loosely thrown around: traumatized. There's only one person in this whole situation that's allowed to use that word, and that's Chris Rock. Wanda Sykes, go sit your ass down. Ellen DeGeneres, shut the hell up. And Amy Schumer, I'm gonna call Monique on you. Let's not pretend like you sat there and watched somebody's brains get blown out on the stage. You are not traumatized. You do not have PTSD. You do not need therapy as a result of a slap that did not even break the skin. So can we stop it with the word traumatized? And that's why I said, I feel like at this point now, there's this campaign against, listen, the situation is bad enough on its own, and Will looks bad enough on his own for y'all to be putting the extra stank on it. Y'all are not traumatized.
I'm traumatized from her lack of humor that she had as a host. In my opinion, she was boring, and all her jokes fell flat. And like you said, Q, she need to go sit down somewhere. They should have had Monique in that position. And I don't like her ever since the Netflix situation, because Netflix paid her 10 times more than what they were going to offer Monique to do the exact similar job. So as far as I'm concerned, traumatized, I'm traumatized, Amy. No, you won't be able to make this be. I just don't even like her using the word, because like you said, once those women start using those words, it grows leverage and it grows steam. And that's the demise of the whole situation and how we're looking at this.
I'm going to and before we go to commercial break, shout out to well over 3,000 people in the chat already. So, and even as far as trauma goes with that joke, okay, I'm going to go on a limb and say this. Will Smith laughed at it. Then there's a video that came out where Jada is like, I don't care what people think about my bald head. I like it. I love this look. And so I'm like, were you traumatized at that moment when he made the G.I. Jane joke? He didn't make an alopecia joke. He made a bald-headed G.I. Jane joke, right? He didn't say your illness. He didn't come for her illness. So people's like, Will's protecting his wife and his black queen, and she's sitting there with this. It was about the illness. He laughed. If it really wasn't, if he felt it was about the illness, he would have had even a chuckle. I think he'd be like, oh, hell, I think the reaction would have been a lot different.
Listen, Claudia, before you go to joke, I think you've set this up for a good old hot tea coming up when you come back from this commercial. This is not about alopecia. This is not about protecting a black woman. This is not about Chris Rock. I promise you, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on it.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
No, not.
Yeah, we're not, because we started late. Okay, let me read this statement from the Academy, because people saying, how dare they let this man, Will Smith, who assaulted the presenter, then get the Oscar and then give an acceptance speech to a full house and didn't even acknowledge Chris Rock. Okay. According to a new statement from the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Science, Will Smith was asked to leave the 94th Academy Awards after the onstage altercation with Chris Rock over a joke directed at wife Jada Pinkett-Smith, but refused. The statement says, while we would like to clarify that Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refuse, we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. Ooh, the plot thickens. What do y'all think about that, y'all?
They lying. The Academy is flat out lying. Either they are lying, or like they said, they could have handled it differently, because I don't know what world you in the club and the bouncer says you gotta go and you say I'm not going and they say fine and go back to their posts.
That part.
How that work? You know what I'm saying? I think an executive decision was made where we've already had an awkward moment. It's a live show. There are so many moving pieces. It's going to make it even more awkward if we throw this man out knowing that 2 awards, 3 awards down the line, his award is going to be up. What are we going to do then? We've already got all the sequences, mapped out or whatever the case may be. Let's just let it ride. That's what I think that happened. And if that's not what happened, then we have to take a deeper dive into the privilege of it all, right? You know what I'm saying? Because Will really got away with some stuff. Now, I don't want to misconstrue this as, coming down on a black man and we need to stand by him, like all that type of stuff. But all things constant, Will's ass was supposed to be escorted out of those awards the moment he got back to his seat. And there is no, but Jada refused. And when she refused, security was supposed to pick them both up by the scruff of their neck and throw their ass out on Sunset Boulevard.
It's the treatment of Will as the victim here that's really pissing me off. Like, you're of the 3 of them, you're the least victim of all of them. Now, before the awards, with all the stuff and the cracks you had to endure because you and your wife decided to put all your business out there in the streets with that damn red table. Things ain't been the same since that red table came. Y'all brand has taken a hit from you guys, though. It ain't us. You guys and August Alsina put y'all's business out there. So now you're in an uncomfortable place, not used to this position. We've had a very clean reputation. Well, for the most part, you're not used to this. So that's trauma built up. We know from he's at a tipping point. You're not the victim on that night, though. Right, Al? What do you think?
Listen, I'm listening to both of you, and I agree on parts of it. I think, Q, that they probably did ask him to leave. I think that he said, hell no, I'm winning this award. That's why I'm here. My agent told me. That's why I'm seated at this part of the stage. My wife is here. This is the night that I've been waiting for. I have worked 35 years to get this. You're not asking me to leave now. And plus, of the emotional state that he was in, he just walked up and slapped Chris Rock live on television and then went back to his seat and yelled at him profanity. He was just not, he had an impulse reaction. He had a break, and there was no way that they were going to kindly or smoothly remove him from those Oscars, given where his mind and his emotion was at that moment.
I think they're setting themselves up for a huge lawsuit, because you don't know what gonna happen to Chris Rock or any. It just sets up for the bigger picture, right? In the future, if we don't like a joke or we have issues with the host, we can go slap them, and then we can still stay in the venue because I'm emotional. Okay,
but I agree with you on that, though, Claudia. I do.
I mean, listen, that was, for all intents and purposes, and I'm going to use a strong word here, that was a violent act.
Yes.
Where was the rush of security as he was walking back to his seat? I
think everybody was shocked, Q.
Back to his seat, security guards know their protocol. They know their protocol. They know that we're supposed to keep people from bum rushing the stage, and if a fight breaks out, we're supposed to throw somebody's ass out. So I don't even understand how he made it back to his seat and sat so comfortably to throw obscene expletives on the stage to Chris Brown. When that camera panned back to his chair, Bubba and Bobo was supposed to be standing there saying, "Boy, you got to go."
They had better security on the Zeus network. Like, they stop people.
Wait a minute.
We got to take a break. Okay. So we'll finish. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by the house co-host Cheryl Rich. You don't want to miss this coming up next. We'll be right back.